What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today's video, we're going to be doing the other side of a video I made a few days ago, the post-Damian Lillard Trailblazers era. Now, before doing this one, I want to emphasize a couple things. No, I do not think Damian Lillard's going to request a trade anywhere. I don't see this happening. I only am doing this video, one, because you guys wanted to see it, and two, I think it's really fun. Really crazy what-if scenario. So I went ahead and did the same exact trade that I did, when I did the other side of this with the New York Knicks. I think they're probably one of the more realistic landing spots for Dame. I think they have, probably one of the most to offer, out of a team that's kind of contending right now, still a little bit young, have good pieces that Portland would probably want, if they do decide to trade Dame and go full rebuild mode. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the trade right now. If you didn't see the video the other day, this is what it is. Feel free to pause it real quick if you want to go ahead and stop it, because I'm not going to really get too into it. But that being said, it sucks because we had to go ahead and simulate, obviously, the entire 2020, 2021, or excuse me, whatever season we're in, 2021, whatever. We had to simulate the entire first season because Start Today doesn't work, because 2K is a piece of shit company, and they never make their game work, especially my league, my NBA, whatever you want to call it. So we ended up being really bad. We actually had a pretty decent pick, but I went ahead and sent that to Houston just because theoretically their pick is not going to be higher than 14. Their first round pick this year is top 14 protected from the Robert Covington trade. So, it was like pick 8 or 9, whatever it was. I just gave it to Houston. It's not that big of a deal. So we do not have our own first round pick this year, but what we do have is a pick from the New York Knicks, which is via the Dallas Mavericks. That's going to be at pick 15. I think that would be a very crucial piece of any sort of deal, that they include if this trade was to ever happen. But before we get into this one, if you guys are new around here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 30K. I'd love to have you. And I want to, before we do get into this one, even more, if you guys didn't see the video uploaded a few hours ago, it was a quick update on my thoughts and kind of where the future of this channel is going to go. So if you guys haven't seen that, definitely go make sure to check it out after this one. Or honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, if you guys can only deal with me for a certain amount of time today, I'd actually prefer you stop watching this one and go watch that one. It's much more important. So either way, definitely check that one out at some point in time. It's definitely very, very important, regarding the future of this channel. So let's get into this one. CJ McCollum's probably not going to be here. I think if they trade Dame, they're probably going to try to trade CJ. I don't know if they'll do it immediately. It might be one of those weird things where they kind of hang on to him, maybe get something done at the trade deadline. But it's a weird contract. So again, I don't even know if they would be able to move this at the deadline or something like that. So we're going rebuild mode here. I think RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin going to be two really nice young pieces to rebuild around. Obviously both very high draft picks for the New York Knicks. 3rd overall pick 2019, 8th overall pick 2020, back-to-back years. Top 10 picks for the Knicks. So, now they're here in Portland with us. I'm excited to rebuild around them. I went ahead and signed a new head coach. Obviously, Terry Stotts is no longer with us. That sounds bad. He's no longer the head coach of this team. I went ahead and just, signed a general, where the hell am I going? I'm front office. Contract. Nope. Where am I going? Why am I all over the place right now? Front office. Is it not in contracts and staff? Okay, maybe oh, it's because I'm still on it. I'm fucking dumb. I did not sign a general coach. I signed Mike D'Antoni. Again, this is not a realistic part of this at all, but this is our staff moving forward. Terry Stotts is no longer here. Obviously, Jason Kidd took his name out of the mix, or I would have signed him. But I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. That being said, I'm going to sim up to the draft, maybe make a couple more trades. I also want to emphasize to you right now, just because, I got, it's decently fair value for, the trade for Damian Lillard does not mean that the rest of this rebuild is realistic at all. I want to make that 100% clear to you guys right now. Or for those of you who somehow found me for your first video watching, this is not a realistic rebuild whatsoever. So now that is out of the way, I'll see you guys in the first move. So I have no idea if the Oklahoma City Thunder are even going to consider this. They have the 3rd overall pick actually via Houston. And I'm going to go ahead and try to get it for CJ McCollum. I thought they would maybe offer me some sort of counter offer. I wouldn't mind including a couple players here. We just got to figure out, who's under contract right now. Like, I don't really want to give up on Kevin Knox yet. CJ Ellaby was, I believe, their 2nd round pick in 2020. If I'm being honest here, he could have been Jones in real life. I'm not going to lie. I don't know a ton about the guy. Believe it or not, I don't know the ins and outs of every single NBA roster in the entire league, as some of you actually believe I should, but I don't. So I don't think that he's going to ever have value in this video anyways. Again, I'm not going to comment on his real life playing abilities, because I'm probably going to trigger somebody. All right, I'd be willing to give up a 2025 pick, but no more than this for pick 3, and they do agree to that. So we now have pick 3 and pick 15. We're going full youth movement here. We're embracing it. I also think it means probably Robert Covington's time is up here. You guys know I love Robert Covington, especially as a bench piece. He's a good 3-and-D guy, especially in these videos, but he's making almost $13 million. He's obviously not going to be starting. We're going to give Obi Toppin the starting position. So I think it's probably time to see what we can get for him. Maybe just a 1st-round pick in the future from the Clippers. That's actually not even a crazy unrealistic trade. I think Covington would actually fit pretty well in the Clippers in real life, if they actually decide to go and blow it up. So we're going to take that deal. I don't really need pick 29. in this deal. I don't really think we need to go ahead and, take 2 picks. If I can maybe move up just a tiny bit. I don't know if anybody's going to offer me something here. Not really seeing much, but it was worth, looking and checking it out. So nothing there. So we're just going to go ahead and trade pick 29 right now. And nobody even wants it. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'll draft somebody there and whatever. So I'll see you guys in the draft. So we take a look at the draft summary so far. Jonathan Kuminga ended up going number 1. Obviously, we have RJ Barrett. We don't really need him. It's kind of same with Jalen Green. I was surprised that Cunningham, fell to me here at 3. I definitely think he's I think in my opinion, he's the number 1 prospect in the draft class. I think Jalen Green's honestly should become kind of maybe number 2, but it's a touchy subject. But, Cunningham's going to be my pick here at 3. Point guard's obviously a spot we need to, kind of rebuild in, especially after trading kind of our franchise player over to the New York Knicks. So Cade Cunningham's going to slide into that Damian Lillard spot. And you guys know if you watch any of these rebuilds how well he actually ends up playing and how well he actually ends up progressing. So at 15 here and probably 29 as well, we're probably just going to go kind of best available. Josh Christopher's here from Arizona State. Definitely could be an option for him. We did just go ahead and trade our starting shooting guard as well. So I wouldn't mind him here. I think he could be a good fit. I don't know if he'll start for us, but I think, taking best available, especially when you're a rebuilding team, is never a bad idea. So we're just going to keep drafting here. I don't really care who I get here at pick 29. It's probably not going to be anybody good. Usman Garuba's low-key here. At least I've heard of him. Makur Maker as well. The Thon's brother, correct? Juwan Begarin, I don't know much from France. I'm not going to lie, I don't know much. We did just draft a shooting guard. So let's take Usman Garuba. He could maybe back up Obi Toppin at some point in time at that backup power forward spot. But again, nothing's 100% guaranteed. But I'm especially excited for Cunningham and Josh Christopher. And then Garuba's actually even a higher overall. Could honestly get minutes this year. So Nurkic is coming back. Honestly, one of the more friendly contracts in the entire NBA for, the caliber of player that he is. Norman Powell does decline. I would hate to let Norman Powell walk for nothing, especially from how well he played in real life this year, once they picked him up from Toronto with that trade deadline deal. But we'll see. Anthony Simons is coming back. I like him a lot. And Nasir Little, I'm iffy on. I do, I can live with it. And then Derek Jones Jr. is probably not going to be back just because, again, with small forward spots kind of filled out with Little and RJ Barrett. But he picks up his player option, so he will probably be traded. Collins has just been injured for so long, and it sucks. I don't honestly think I'm going to go ahead and extend him an almost $7 million contract. If he gets more money, that's fine. I just think, I'm kind of done with him again in here. This is not a realistic rebuild whatsoever. So I'm going to move on from him, kind of cut your losses, if you will. But we take a look at kind of the roster right now. Cunningham and Simons do have, the point guard spot locked up. When you need to figure out the shooting guard position, again, I'm not, I don't regret, even if we don't get a crazy good shooting guard, I don't regret my, my move of going ahead and trading CJ McCollum. I think, 30 years old just doesn't really fit with this team. So we're kind of loaded at the small forward spot. I forgot we honestly had Kevin Knox. I could theoretically maybe move RJ Barrett down to shooting guard and start one of these 3 guys. I don't know if any of them are good enough to actually start at small forward and win me a championship, which is obviously the goal of these. Power forward, we're kind of set, and then center, we're set for, at least 1 more year. So let's see what we got. We obviously probably have some spending money for agency. I'm not going to go sign Kawhi. I just think that would be dumb. Norman Powell is here. Could also move him to the shooting guard spot. Only wants $13 million. See, this is where 2K okay, why does he have a qualifying offer? You see, I didn't give him a qualifying offer, and 2K still does it. You see, this is one of my problems with this game, It's dumb to me, man. It's kind of crazy. So, Evan Fournier is, I guess, technically, actually, no, he's not. Who's the best shooting guard? Oh, I guess it is Fournier. This is a really bad free agency class. I don't know. Where am I going? So, here we go. I think I'm probably going to try to re-sign Norman Powell and play him at the shooting guard spot. I'll probably give him, I'll give him a 4-year deal on here. He's probably only going to be here for 1 year, though. I don't mind starting him for at least a year. I'm going to go ahead and renounce the, decline. Renounce. I'm fine. Enes Kanter was solid for them in real life. He does what he needs to. He rebounds the basketball. He's very good at that. So we're going to bring back Norman Powell. I honestly don't mind getting Josh Christopher minutes. I'm going to see if, if I slide Powell down to the shooting guard spot, he stays the same overall. So that's cool. So he'll start for us for at least the season, probably just the season until we make some significant upgrades to this team. But I think ultimately maybe Derek Jones Jr. I can go ahead and get me a backup center. I think he's definitely the odd man out, and then I'm going to have to make a decision between Little and Knox. What's the contract situation for both of them looking like? I know, yeah. Okay, so we got 1 more year Little, and this is the final year of Kevin Knox's deal, his rookie contract anyway. So he could be on the outs as well. But I think Derek Jones Jr. definitely is going to go ahead and get me a backup center now. So I'll see you guys at that trade. So we're doing this deal here with the Chicago Bulls. We're going to pick up Vernon Carey Jr. I do get him a decent amount, but again, I don't really, when it comes to 2K and guys that are realistically, good enough to even be in a rotation, there's only so many guys you can get, and I don't get them a ton. So it's a straight-up deal. I think, I kind of like this. This isn't a realistic rebuild. Again, I keep saying it, I know, but I actually wouldn't mind this, depth if I was the Chicago Bulls. I actually wouldn't think this would be a horrendous deal. I think Vernon Carey Jr. definitely has some potential, but if the Bulls are trying to go win-now mode with, picking up Vucevic, not a bad deal whatsoever. So I'm iffy on Knox and Little. I don't know, 21 and 22, it sucks to kind of just go ahead and give up on one of them. Unfortunately, I just know how they both do progress in this game. They'll probably cap it at 79 overall for both of them. Maybe Knox will get to like an 82, maybe. And again, he's not good enough to ever be a starter and win a championship. So if I can get maybe a valuable first-round pick for him, I'll probably do it. Mr. Fortnite jacket at the draft himself. Again, probably not the greatest move of all time. I feel like his career was kind of destined for not the best after that, but it's just my opinion. I'm not seeing any really valuable picks. I mean, Detroit wants to give me a top 10 protected pick, in 2 years from now. It's not horrible. I saw Draymond Green. The Bulls want to give me an unprotected pick. I'm going to take the deal from Detroit. Again, I don't know why. I feel like I'm trying to keep like a little bit of a realistic aspect to this, even though I'm not. It's not going to be realistic at all. Past the season. So this is what we're doing. This is what the team's going to look like. Obviously, we're kind of embracing the youth movement here. I mean, Norman Powell and Yusuf Nurkic are definitely both, kind of veteran guys on our team. I believe they're the oldest guys on our team. Yeah. Obi Toppin's the third oldest guy on our team at 23 years old. So definitely not set up poorly. We don't really have any bad contracts anymore, which is one of the, I think, Portland's obviously done a great job at kind of, getting rid of some of those bad contracts. Just an example off the top of my head would be Evan Turner. That was a very bad contract that they signed him to. But they've done a good job of kind of getting rid of some of those deals. But I think if they decide to go full rebuild mode, they definitely need to blow it up, and I think that's what we did here. So that being said, I do not expect this team to be good. Do we have our first-round pick next year? We do, which is absolutely huge. We also have a Knicks unprotected first-round pick. So, I know they have Dame, but it is the Knicks. You never really know. So, I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of year number 1. So, we're here at the beginning of year number 1 right now. I think, as I mentioned previously in the video, we definitely set ourselves up well. I think we're in a really good spot for this team to definitely be competing at least by year 3. I think we definitely could take a big stride, after this next offseason. But I'm excited. I think we'll probably have another high pick. I definitely could look to trade that, but just developing some of these young guys. Cunningham, Toppin, Barrett, guys like that. It's definitely what I'm focused on. So, year number 1, Cade Cunningham, Norman Powell, R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, and Yusuf Nurkic. His contract extension is definitely going to have to be something I'm going to have to consider. 27 years old, doesn't exactly match the timeline, but again, it all depends on his numbers he puts up and again how much money he's going to ask for. So, bench unit, it's okay. It's still relatively young. Anthony Simons is here, Little, Vernon Carey Jr., Usman Garuba, and Josh Christopher. It's pretty much probably as young as it actually gets. So, not a lot of depth there, or, at least age and experience in the depth department, but I'm fine with it. We got a couple guys on here. It's actually funny. Evan Turner actually ended up back on this team after, I just kind of talked about him, even though I guess you can keep him in the game. He's an assistant coach for the Celtics in real life, so I don't really know why he's in the game. I'm sure. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. This is probably not going to be a good year, but I'll see you guys at the end of the first season. So, funny enough, I kind of tracked this team at the end. I kind of watched the final simulation, like the final 10 games. We were an 8 seed until like the final 6 games. I don't really know what's going on at the bottom of the West right now. We ended up as an 11 seed, which I much rather prefer. Higher chance, better pick. I'll take it. This team's not doing anything in the playoffs, but surprised we won, however many games we did. Jokic, MVP, changed his number because they retired Mellows. Cade does win Rookie of the Year for us, 18 points, 5 boards, 8 assists. Tremendous season. LaMelo Ball-esque. Spencer Dinwiddie, 6th Man of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Mitchell Robinson, Most Improved. And Frank Vogel, Coach of the Year. And relax, I'm not comparing him to LaMelo. Just chill out because I know the comments are coming. All right, player stats on the year. Obi Toppin did lead us in scoring. I guess somebody has to do it, but again, really nice young big 3 right here. This is the glitch in the game that Gary Payton starts, or doesn't start, but he gets minutes. Happens every single video. So we won 37 games. Not in the playoffs right now. We're going to go ahead and simulate these. And again, this is the one thing that 2K actually did well. And next gen they go, wow, the Suns going to win the championship. Thank you. It's just I hate to break it to you, the fact I would say 3 out of 5 videos the Pelicans won the championship in the first season. Just not happening ever. Just hate to break it to you in the first season. But cool. I like the Suns winning. They're my second favorite team in the NBA. And they have, if you go back on my channel, I don't think anybody's going to fact check me, but I said it, probably 2 or 3 years ago. But we're not getting into that right now. All right, draft lottery right now. We are currently projected the 9th overall pick from the New York Knicks. That unprotected pick looks huge. Our 10th overall pick is our own. Let's see what ends up happening here. We end up with 9 and 10. Perfect. I don't really have a reason to change the staff. I don't know if, we have money for a CFO. If Jordan Malone wants to come here, okay, he does not. Alex Davis, you want to come here? Cool. I don't really care. All right, let's head up to the NBA draft right now. 2 top 10 picks is nothing to scoff at. Again, very, very important, but I do think we do have enough youth on this team where we definitely could consider maybe moving those 2 picks. I don't really know what it would be for. I think Norman Powell would probably be in any sort of deal. So, if we come up with a trade, I'll see you guys with it. So you guys might be questioning this deal a little bit. You might be saying to me, Massa, you already have a center in Yusuf Nurkic. Why would you go ahead and trade for another one? The reason I'm doing this is for a couple of reasons here. Christian Wood is making significant less money than what Yusuf Nurkic is going to ask for, and I'm almost positive it's going to be $30+ million that he's asking for. We also get a couple years younger. I think Nurkic is 28 at this point. Wood's 26. And we do get the 6th overall pick. I think Norman Powell's time here is, kind of expiring for me anyways. So, not that any of this, many of these moves have been realistic. I just don't think we've made some crazy moves today. Typically by this point, if it's signed or made one trade that's, just absolutely wild. And again, none of these trades are supposed to be realistic. I don't want any of you to think that. But when we go ahead and probably sign one of the crazy free agents that's in free agency this season, or this offseason, I don't want you guys to be shocked just because the rest of the video has gone like this, because I know the comments could be coming. So we do have the 6th overall pick. That's definitely, not a small part of that deal we just got. Again, if you guys know me, I don't really know this draft class too well. Got 3 centers right here. I don't really ever get Jalen Duran at all. We have a lot of youth on this team. I just don't think we have, I don't want to trade the 6th overall pick for a really big contract right now. That's what I definitely don't want to do. I'm sure, I knew the offers were going to come in for the, this pick right here, but I don't really think, was that Kelly Olynyk in 17? That's dumb. Imagine if I do that. I don't really think I'm probably going to go ahead and get the value that I would hope I could get for it. What is this? Is this a real trade offer? Like, are you kidding me? I actually wouldn't mind this, maybe moving down to 8th and acquiring another first-round pick. 8th. I don't think this is a bad deal at all. Again, just because, whoever I draft here is probably not going to be playing a ton. So, if I can go ahead and get another first-round pick for it that I could include in a bigger trade at some point in time, I'm definitely going to do it. So, summary, Money Bates goes number 1 overall. Pretty much all the guys that, probably would have contributed significantly are kind of off the board. Damian Collins is here from Kentucky. I could get him, but I do have Garuba. Adam Miller, I don't really know a ton about. Again, I think it's probably Frank Kepnang. I've actually seen him win Rookie of the Year once, which is kind of funny, but I think I'm just going to go Damian Collins. Him and Garuba can kind of battle for that backup power forward spot. What overall is he? He's going to be 75 overall, so we'll cross that road when we get there, but obviously I'm iffy on Nasir Little still. He did have a pretty solid year for us. He played some pretty significant minutes for us. Anthony Simons I would like to bring back, depending on the price point. So, yeah, we head into this free agency. It's obviously a crazy free agency. What are these trade offers, man? Can you imagine if they just didn't match a deal for Luka? That would be nuts. I'm going to give him a trade offer. It'd be dumb not to. They're 150% going to match it. But Harden would be cool. I just think a Bradley Beal would be sick. If I could get Bradley Beal somehow on this team, that would be really cool. So I'm just going to assume they're going to match Luka, and I'm probably just going to go ahead and not try to take that contract. I'm going to try to keep Simons. Jeff Teague can go. Pretty much everybody else. Yeah, they matched. Okay, well, 100% what I was expecting. And we now head it. And Bradley Beal is officially the new starting shooting guard. Whoops, wrong way. Bradley Beal is officially our newest starting shooting guard. This kind of could leave Josh Christopher on the outs. It's not 100%, but again, I'm probably going to move into that 9-man rotation where the starters do get more minutes. You tend to win more games that way as well. So I'm excited to see what Christian Wood can do for this team. The starting lineup's kind of already figured out. We do need a new backup point guard. Probably going to include one of these two in the deal. Obviously, Damian Collins hasn't played a minute for us. Is there a way to see potentials on here? Do I have to actually go into their stats? Possible average? 85, 85. They're the same person. It looks like. I don't want to say same person because that's just incorrect. But I don't know. Maybe I'll trade Damian Collins just because I did go ahead and Garuba didn't necessarily play bad for us. I don't focus on per 36 minutes necessarily, but he only played 12, 13 minutes a night, and those aren't actually bad numbers for that amount of minutes. So I think Damian Collins and Josh Christopher are going to go ahead and get me a new backup point guard. It's actually probably going to be somebody pretty good because the value there is pretty crazy. So Christopher, Damian Collins as well. Let's go ahead and see what we can get at the backup point guard spot. Hopefully maybe they have some trade value together. Wow, they actually have some really solid trade value. Precious Achiuwa's here? Okay. That's something I definitely have to consider. I do get Precious Achiuwa a lot, so maybe I won't get him today, but Emmanuel Quickley's here. Does his overall go down if I move him? Actually, let's do this. Does his overall go down significantly if I move him to point guard? Only 280? All right, he's going to be my new backup point guard. I do want to focus maybe next offseason to getting some veterans on this bench. I think that's definitely going to be important if we do want to compete for a championship. But, Bradley Beal is an absolutely huge free agency signing for us. And yeah, that's it for now. So you guys can start year number 2. All right, so I'm dumb, and I totally forgot about Anthony Simons. I just blanked on him typically because when I sign a big free agent, I kind of renounce the rights and everybody else typically, no matter what the situation is. But I forgot about him. He ended up accepting his qualifying offer. Funny enough, the reason I'm choosing it's Emmanuel Quickley, right? Yeah, the reason I'm choosing Emmanuel Quickley over him is because he has an extra year team control. That's basically the legitimate only reason. So we're upgrading at the center spot here, and Moses Brown, this was the deal I was doing if you couldn't figure that out. At the backup center spot, I think Moses Brown definitely could progress. Legitimately, actually, I've had him as a starting center before. Could even start, depending what happens with Christian Wood after this year, because he's also in the final year of his deal. So let me go ahead and set the rotation. my apologies again for that mistake, and I'll be back. So we're here at the start of year number 2 right now. The new and improved rotation. Obviously, Bradley Beal, the new best player on this team. He's going to be tremendous for us. I can just see it right now. And again, he's not a guy I get a ton, so, I kind of like that aspect of me kind of switching it up a little bit. But him and Cunningham, hopefully very much, or not, it's not good grammar. Hopefully there's a lot of playmaking going on in this backcourt. I think they're going to be a deadly duo. RJ Barrett's progressing very nicely. Obi Toppin's overall is not going up a ton, but, he just came off a 20-point year as our leading scorer, so I kind of expect a lot from him. I think his numbers will probably be going down. With the addition of Bradley Beal in the starting lineup, and Christian Wood probably puts up maybe a few more points than Nurkic. I don't know exactly. I think he probably, in my head he does, but I don't know. The bench is kind of, again, what I'm probably going to focus on. Isn't he on the Thunder? I don't know why in my head Moses Brown's on the Thunder in real life. Is he not? Yeah, he's on the Thunder. Was he drafted by the Blazers? Is that why there's a picture of him on there? I don't know. I don't know the career of Moses Brown. I guess he did play a season here. I don't know why I thought he was drafted in this most recent draft. I didn't know he's been in the league that long. I'm all over the place. All right, he's going to be our backup center, Nasir Little, and then Usman Garuba as well. So, still a very young bench. I think that's, as I mentioned previously before, I just got in that little mix-up right there that, that's going to be something we're going to focus on this offseason, especially if we don't do as well as I was kind of hoping. So, that's the team for now. Let's be in the playoffs, baby. So this team surprised the hell out of me. We're a 1 seed here in the Western Conference. This year number 2. Did not think we'd be here yet. Again, didn't quite catch our record, but Luka Doncic, MVP, Victor's Rookie of the Year in Houston. I almost said Phoenix. Spencer Dinwiddie, 6th Man of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, Josh Christopher, our old friend. You guys know my theory about trading guys. What's happening? Stan Van Gundy, 16-22 for the Pelicans. Okay, we go 62-20. I don't know why Mike D'Antoni didn't, not options. I don't know why Mike D'Antoni was not, considered, but is what it is. Bradley Beal was an absolute stud for us. 320-plus point per game, guys. Obi Toppin's very close to almost making it 4. Double-double from Wood is perfectly good with me. And again, this bench is honestly performing well, even though they're still a little young, a little inexperienced. So another young team here in the first round. D'Lo, Edwards, Culver, McDaniels, and Karl Anthony Towns. They're young. They're good, though. But we do go on to win in 6. Us in Denver, a team that's definitely... This is a weird move. It's kind of like a demigod thing, though. It's going to possibly work out. Okay, it takes 7 games, but we got it done. Lewis Jr., Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Yusuf Nurkic, our old friend there. They beat us in 5. Okay, New Orleans Pelicans and the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals, and here we go again. Yep, here we go. I just don't see that ever happening in 2 years. But, again, just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. So, league meeting, we're just going to go ahead and reject these. I don't even really look at them anymore. I kind of just go ahead and reject them. I think I saw us in there. Oh, my God. Is that a pick from Detroit? There's probably a protection on it of some sort. I don't see Trailblazers anywhere. And okay, it fell to 6. Okay, so there was a protection on it. It's fine. I'm not going to fire D'Antoni. I think he was definitely solid enough for me. I don't know if we have any other picks. I didn't quite see that before I stopped simming. We have 16 and 23. Our time of getting young guys is probably over. I think we definitely need to go ahead and get some veterans, especially on this bench. So this is a thing of beauty right here. That's really what I love. Nasir Little, I think I'm going to probably move on from him. We take a look at his numbers right here. It's not bad at all, but, I think I can probably get the same amount for, a veteran off the bench that I don't have to pay as much. I know I can get him the qualifying offer, but I want a veteran anyway, so I get the qualifying offer and then trade him for a veteran, but I'm just going to go ahead and sign a veteran. RJ Barrett, on the other hand, definitely need him back. Definitely 100% need him back. So, we're in a free agency. Christian Wood's a free agent as well. I'm going to give RJ Barrett a max contract right now. He's definitely not going anywhere, so I'm going to do the little glitch with him. I'm going to go ahead and give Christian Wood a lot of money just because I might go ahead and trade him, see if I can upgrade that center spot as well. But they're both back on their deals. I'm going to let Nasir Little walk, unfortunately, for those of you who are big Nasir Little fans. I do apologize. But they're both back, and I will see you guys with a potential move. So Rudy Gobert is pretty much exactly who I had in mind. Rudy Gobert is, in my opinion, probably the second best defensive center in the NBA. I know he's won a Defensive Player of the Year award, and Joel Embiid hasn't. I just think at this point, Embiid's a little bit better. But again, you can call me crazy. It's just my opinion. But we're going to be doing this deal. Rudy Gobert is going to come in here and be our new center. I mean, he's just going to be absolutely locked down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We did get rid of Garuba, unfortunately, so we do have to go ahead and get a new backup power forward. Even though Obi Toppin's, not progressing overall-wise, his numbers don't give me a reason to upgrade him. They just don't. So, I don't really care what the overall says as long as he's putting up good numbers. So, I need a new backup small forward, new backup power forward. Again, kind of what I was looking for, getting some guys with a little bit of experience on this team. I think Daniel Tice, as much as I don't like him, he's actually pretty good, especially off the bench. So, he's going to be my new backup power forward. Couple years older than who I probably would have had, depending who I would have gone with that backup power forward spot. So Reggie Bullock, we're going to sign and probably trade for somebody different just because I think I can get a little bit of a higher overall because I do have a lot of picks left. So Reggie Bullock, 2 first-round picks. It sucks I got all these picks and I'm just never really going to get to use them. It's kind of how some of these rebuilds do end up going, though. So, how tall are you, Max Christie? You're still pretty young. I mean, I'm just kind of looking overall wise. Yeah, that's the problem. You're never really going to get veterans here on a pretty minimum contract. Tyrell Terry, he's not bad. Honestly, I guess I could just move Reggie Bullock to the starting or the backup small forward spot, and I could just kind of call it a day. I guess that's what I'll do for now, and maybe find a trade at the start of year number 3. But, you know, this is the team for now. I'm hoping to definitely go out and potentially compete for a championship, hopefully win one. See you guys in the rotation. Third and final year here. We are excited about this team, and I think we're going to be tremendous. I'm very happy the way we kind of built this team out. I think it's going to hopefully work out for us. That being said, whenever I think things are going to work out for us, they typically never do. It's kind of just how my life goes in general. But year number 3, Cade Cunningham, Bradley Beal, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and then Rudy Gobert. It's an obvious upgrade over Christian Wood. I don't really think there's much debating that. The bench, we got a couple new pieces. Emmanuel Quickly, Moses Brown remain here. Daniel Tyson, Reggie Bullock, obviously the new 2. You know, I don't have a problem with these 2 guys. I mean, I could have maybe looked for a trade for Bullock, but ultimately I think he's good enough to, you know, play 10 minutes a night on this team. And he is a veteran. So we kind of go ahead and get that aspect. I didn't know he's 32. I thought he was like 29. But we get a good aspect there. I'm really excited to see what this team can do. Hopefully go win a championship. So I know a lot of the time, you know, I kind of shit on the Pelicans for, you know, kind of winning a championship either the first or second year because I say it's crazy unrealistic. I don't think this is realistic at all. I said realistic, not unrealistic. I said I do not think this is realistic. That Cunningham would win an MVP in his second season. It's just his, third season. I don't think it's really realistic, but again, it's just 2K, and again, it's just an award, so it is what it is. He does win MVP for us, though. I definitely don't want to shit on him for that. Quentin Grimes, Rookie of the Year for the Golden State Warriors. 7th overall pick, tremendous year. Spencer Dinwiddie, 6th Man of the Year. Isaac, Nick Claxton, Mike D'Antoni, 68 and 14. Did not realize we were that good. Okay. Bradley Beal, Cunningham, Barrett. Oh my God, we had 4 20-plus point per game guys. Has that ever happened before? I feel like it's happened in one of my videos and somebody's answered in my comment section. If somebody knows, please let me know. You know, oh my God. Okay, Kawhi Leonard, who officially closed out the Dallas Mavericks day in real life. Yeah, they should be better than an 8 seed. That seems, you know, if you guys know me, that seems to happen a lot. But we do win in 5. D'Lo, Edwards, Cam Reddish, McDaniels, Karl-Anthony Towns. We beat them last year. They're only getting better though. We sweep them. Us in Houston here. How is what? So let me get this straight. The Atlanta Hawks didn't match a contract for their franchise player? Yeah, okay. Thanks, 2K. Battle of 2 tremendously young good point guards. Us in Cleveland. Suggs, Sexton, Okoro, Sekou, Doumbouya, Jared Allen. All right, you're good. You're not as good as us. We're going to win. We win in 5. Bradley Beal Finals MVP at the age of 31. We get it done. So, you know, this was a post-Dame Blazers rebuild. Again, I was not trying to make this realistic at all, even though I made some, you know, smaller moves that I don't typically make. I just want that to be 100% abundantly clear to you guys. But I'm going to try to keep this, you know, outro short just because I do want to go watch the Mayweather and Logan Paul fight. So don't hate out me. I'm pretty sure the whole world's watching it. But that pretty much does it for me. You know, I mentioned earlier in this video, if you guys did not see the video, you know, a couple hours before this, please do go check it out. It's one that's very, very important for me, and it's very, very important. It should be important for you guys if you guys, you know, enjoy watching me in any way, shape, or form. It has a lot to do with the future of this channel. So that being said, feel free to leave any other video ideas, you know, whether they be, you know, video ideas on what I talked about in the video prior to this one, or if they're rebuild ideas. Whatever you guys want, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, my Twitter DMs are always open if you guys have any other ideas. So that about does it for me. If you guys are new around here, please do make sure to subscribe. If we can hit 150 likes in this video, that'd be crazy good. That does it for me. Love you guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next one.